Presidential power inside a state has always existed at the edge of American democracy, not at its center. The Constitution allows federal force when national law cannot be enforced, not when it's unpopular, not when it's protested, when it's blocked. States are free to diverge from national politics. They are not free to nullify national law. That distinction has carried the country through its hardest test. In the early 1960s, southern states did not merely oppose civil rights, they refused to comply. Governors ordered police to stand down. State officials ignored federal court orders. Local systems made enforcement impossible. Washington waited, then enacted. Federal troops were sent not to silence protests, but to open doors, schoolhouse doors, courthouse doors, ballot boxes. The intervention came after states crossed a clear line. Federal law had no path forward without force. That precedent still governs presidential power today. A state may decline cooperation, it may criticize federal agency, it may refuse to spend local resources enforcing federal priorities. That's federalism. A state may not obstruct enforcement, it may not encourage interference, it may not create spaces where federal law cannot function at all. That's defiance. Presidential authority enters only at that point, not during heated rhetoric, not during lawful protests, not during political conflicts. Act too early and federal power becomes occupation. Act too late and national law becomes optional. History warns against both. Civil rights enforcement failed for years because Washington hesitated. Lives were lost before action came. History also warns against excess. Kent State showed what happens when military force replaces civilian restraint. The lesson is narrow and unforgiving. Federal power is justified only when states prevent enforcement of federal law. State authority collapses or openly resist constitutional obligations. Individual rights cannot be protected by local means. It is not justified to settle political disputes. It is not justified to intimidate dissent. It is not justified to manufacture order. The unresolved question now is not whether the president has the power. He does. The question is whether current conditions resemble Birmingham in 1963 or unrest still contained with democratic self-rule. That answer will not decide the moment. It will define the next one when power changes hands. Lo sabe.